This is the Virtus LifeSci Biotech Clinical Trials ETF, which is sounds like exactly what it does. So it's basically biotech companies that have no products out. They're just products in clinical trials. So the drugs aren't really out yet. So you're going to get more small and mid-cap companies. 34 million, so not bad for this. 79 basis points, a little high, but when this thing pops, it's going to perform majorly where you'd probably not think of that so much. Let's look at the holdings here. And the pop is a good word for this because just this week, we saw 47 get acquired by Gilead. That's a 60% pop in that one stock. And then Moderna is a company that is just doing coronavirus vaccines. So you get some of these really juggernaut stocks, but you will get stocks that will kind of blow up or fade away too. It's a very volatile basket. Let's look at this ETF versus BBP, which is kind of its fraternal twin. This is biotech companies with products out there, right? So early and then out, and then IBB is the big one in the area. The big thing you need to look at here is the holdings. 95, 44, but then 213. So again, market cap weighted, very sort of typical. These are much more volatile, but when they work, Scarlet, they work. And I think these will be, the performance will really catch some looks. Yeah, certainly very timely right now. Still with me is Paul Yook. He is CIO of LifeSci Venture Partners. Paul, Eric mentioned 47, which was taken over by Gilead Sciences. Moderna, obviously, in the news as well. So a lot of these companies are takeover candidates because they're not exactly making money on their own right now. How often do you need to swap out names? I noticed that the rebalancing frequency is only semi-annually, but there's got to be a lot of turnover in these names.
Yeah, so what happens is in our sector, there are probably around 10 companies from the BBC portfolio that get acquired every year. And so if you look at our basket of about 95 stocks, it's about 10%. It's pretty high. And that's how big pharma feeds their pipeline of growth. They need the companies in BBC and BBP to continue to grow. Okay, you mentioned BBP, which targets companies farther along in the process. They actually have products. It's interesting that BBP has had a better run than BBC and is also beating XBI and IBB, the other biotech ETFs. Why do you think this is? Well, so it's interesting. Different markets reward different kinds of stocks. So far in 2020, we've had a real flight to safety. And so if you look at the companies that are trading near 52-week highs, these are companies like Clorox. Everyone right now wants to wipe down their desks. Yeah. Or if you look at in BBP, you've got large cap biotech companies like Gilead and Regeneron, which are generating new drugs for coronavirus. On the other hand, BBC, these are all companies, as you said, are losing money. So right now, people are a little bit afraid of those stocks. Last year, in the fourth quarter, in fact, in 2 months, November and December, and Eric wrote about this, BBC was up 70% in 2 months. BBP had a great run, too. It was about 25% in that same time period. You got the shout out.
we try to cover them all. You also have another one that didn't come to market. You filed for it, Germ, the BioThreat ETF.
Best ticker ever.
It's a good ticker. It would have been having the week of its life. Some of the stocks in here are up triple digits. Will we ever see it, and what happened? How come it didn't make it to market?
Yeah, it's a good question. So we are a boutique ETF issuer, and so we don't have the size and scale to really put out a lot of product out there. But we have a lot of great indexes that we track. And so Germ or BioThreat, this is an index we created back in 2016 really to combat this kind of an environment, which is, at the time coronavirus was not really well known, but SARS, MERS, avian flu, and also other types of biological threats like biological warfare. So the basket has around 54 stocks. It does have some large cap companies think about companies like Clorox or Kimberly-Clark or 3M, but also smaller companies, and some of these were up 100+% over the past couple of weeks.
Are you going to try marketing again? What's the likelihood that we will see this come to market?
Yeah, I would say stay tuned. I mean, we're not allowed to talk about things when they're kind of in progress, but absolutely we think this is a real investment theme that will resonate for a while to come.